Yeah.
Getting ready to ride the timber trail.
Oh no, what do you want to say?
Just so there's like, oh, just so there's like a buzz of activity and like everyone's excited and yeah, there's a whole vibe.
It is a whole vibe. So we'll still give you more details about the timber trail and exactly what it is, but for now we need to catch a shuttle and it's going to take us all the way to the start. So we're actually at the finish line right now.
So it's a blue rectangle with an orange triangle in the middle of it. So we're passing it just there. That is your directional marker. If there's ever a bend or a turn or a multi-choice option, that marker will be there to guide you down the trail. As well with those, there are distance markers every kilometer. So you're able to count your way up the entire trail. So where I drop you guys today, you're gonna see number 1, and you're making your way to 40, so 40.
If I thought there was some excitement and vibe at the place when we were packing the bikes on, this is where it's at. Everyone's chatty and getting their bikes ready and oh yeah, just really excited.
So as you enter, you'll see the little blue marker with the orange triangle pointing to the left, and that's you guys for the rest of the day.
Okay, so the timber trail, this legendary ride, look at it, that we'll be doing today is listed as one of the 22 great rides in New Zealand, and it was set up on the basis of the timber industry. So in the 1840s, when European settlers started making their way into New Zealand, obviously the demand for timber grew, and with that they started chopping down trees and planting their own exotic plantations up until 1978 when, what do you call them? Activists climbed these trees that we're looking at right now,
into trees,
climbed down the trees and
slashed
slashed tires and equipment of all the loggers who was chopping down the trees here. And with that, the logging companies were losing so much money that it was just easier for them to stop logging.
Yeah.
So the forest that we are riding through today,
The first 5 kilometers is the forest as it was, untouched.
untouched,
And
native
apparently
New Zealand bush.
You reach a point where you can actually see where the loggers got up to.
Yeah.
So
this entire timber trail is all because of the activists that acted in 1978. This is really cool.
it's pretty wild, you know. The people must have believed very strongly in what they were fighting for to do that.
So it is going to be a 2-day bikepacking journey for us. We'll be camping at about halfway mark at 40 kilometers in, and in total it will be about 85 kilometers.
Yeah.
So it's not too tough, but we do have an 11-kilometer uphill.
Well,
waiting
I
for
didn't
us.
think it was that tough. And then while we were driving, our driver was like, take a look at that mountain over there. That's what you'll be climbing. And I was like, oh. That I am in heaven. This is beautiful. The sun trickling through the leaves, birds, really just so peaceful and quiet.
So this is like an example of something that they used all the way back when to transport timber out of the forest. What they're saying, the fact that this one is here at all is pretty surprising, because just over here, I think that's what they're talking about. They blew a piston in the 1940s. I think they just left it here and abandoned it. So you'd have this tractor, and then it's got this little sled here at the back, and that's what they used to use to drag all the timber out. This one was used specifically to make poles for fences and stuff.
They kind of look like it.
Yeah, that's one. This one is so small that it actually is. It's the smallest tractor in the Caterpillar range. Very dinky. There's going to be a lot of running backwards and forwards in this trip. Ah. Yeah.
You can see it
Yeah.
very clearly.
We're out of the forest now completely. So this area all around us now, this is where the logging actually happened. And I'll just spin the bike around. This will work. This entire area that we just came through, this was the native forest that the activists protected.
So really, all of this used to be thick forest like that.
Just like that, yeah.
And now it's just completely
It's
gone.
empty, yeah. What this does mean now though is that we're going up.
Woo!
Let's do it.
Man, am I happy to see that.
This is the highest point on the timber trail. 971 meters above sea level. That took us an hour and a half. An hour and a half of climbing. We can't tell you if we're at the top. We can see absolutely nothing. We've got no point of reference.
Forest. That was grueling. Woo! Downhill from here.
Yeah, we are now 20 k's into it. Those last 10 k's kind of just flew past. It was brilliant. It's pretty much downhill. But what that also does mean is that you go over bumps and stuff fast, which has resulted in a little breakdown. Same like what happened to my bike when we went bikepacking in Clevedon. Oops. This little bolt here that's holding the rack has come up. But luckily I've got our trusty electrical tape. I'll just do a running repair.
We oh my goodness, we've just come across our first suspension bridge. This is so cool. I've never ridden across anything like this.
Suspension bridges are quite common here on the timber trail, which is ridiculous. I mean, look where we are.
It's such
It's
a
just
oh my gosh.
bush. And how have they managed to build a suspension bridge in the middle of the bush?
So cool, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
5 hours and 16 minutes out on the trail. 39 kilometers. It was pretty grueling.
That was
I'm not gonna lie to you.
39. That was like
Factoring the weights of all of our bags and stuff into that, that was...
which I mean, we did that to ourselves.
Yeah.
But
There's plenty of places around here that we can actually go and stay at. And they'll make us food and all that, but that's not what we do. We carry our stuff with us, as much as it pains us sometimes. At least we're here though. We're going to set up camp. We're under an apple tree. We'll be able to eat some apples as well. It could be much worse. Weather is brilliant as well. Very nice and warm. Yeah, great weather today. Let's set up camp. Yeah, one other timber trail. That was it.
Yeah. Time to eat. I am so excited.
What flavor do you have?
I have beef, vegetable, and barley soup.
In case you're wondering, we've got a little gas bottle with a pot. We've brought these tin foods, beef, vegetable, barley. We've got butter chicken, pepper steak, and bacon and corn chowder.
Yeah.
How many calories did you burn today?
1,700 and something.
Yeah. And
You're
I
pretty
burned 2,500 calories today. So this bit of food is going to go down very nicely.
Yeah, it really will.
And in case you haven't noticed, I'm struggling with a cold, flu, whatever it is. But we weren't going to let it stop us because this is my final weekend hurrah.
Yeah.
Before next weekend I'm going for a knee operation. Playing a touch rugby match for work in November last year. I stepped a bit funny and I tore my ACL and my cartilage. So we're going to go and get that fixed next week, which means I'll be down for quite a few months. So this is our last little outing.
Good morning. I'd love to say I slept well, but that was one of the worst nights of sleep I've had in a while. My muscles were just aching and I was just tossing and turning the whole night. But I wasn't too cold, thanks to you. Because actually we forgot my sleeping bag, so we had to share one. You want to show us, yeah. You want to show us our new coffee kit?
This is something we're pretty excited about because previously when going camping we'd carry an entire big AeroPress with us. Whereas now we've worked it all down and this is our entire coffee setup. Like this. We've got a little filter. For that filter it goes in here.
Thanks,
so it's
Mom.
Yeah, thank you. It's like a little pour over, which is brilliant. It's got the two holes over there. And then with that, yesterday we went and spoiled ourselves and got ourselves
Boom pow.
these mugs or cups, whatever you want to call them.
They're so cool. And show the inside. And they even have little measuring spots on the side somewhere
Yeah.
that shows
So
you like a
there's
cup.
1 cup, 1¼ cup. On this side it shows us how many mils you can be
That's so
holding here.
cool.
It's really cool. And then we just bring a little bit of coffee in a Ziploc bag together with a little bit of powdered milk. This is a lot because this will
Yeah.
be for our oats and everything. But I mean, this is it. This is our sum total of how we make coffee.
Sweet.
Or any hot drink. It's pretty cool. What else you want?
Oi!
Wowzers.
Watch your head.
Okay.
So today sees us going 45 kilometers to the end of the timber trail. We're expecting our longest suspension bridge of the entire ride in about 5 kilometers. It's 150 kilometers. It's 150 meters long. So it's a pretty massive suspension bridge compared to yesterday's one. Yesterday's was only 115 meters long.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And I've got to say, my favorite part of the timber trail has been the suspension bridges.
Yeah. It's pretty cool to
They
have a
are
suspension bridge in the middle of the
very
bush. Yeah.
Just such a cool feeling when you're riding over them.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Let's try to take it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Here we have the longest suspension bridge of the entire timber trail. This is the Maramataha Bridge. And we have to walk over it for some reason.
Oh, I can feel it bouncing.
Whoa.
Whoa. Woo, bouncing.
Yeah. This is petrifying, holding this camera. I don't know, it probably doesn't seem that hectic on camera, but
No.
my hands and my everything, I was holding on as tight as I can.
Yeah.
The suspension bridges are cool, but actually I'm quite happy that one's done. I don't know how I feel about it. It's pretty scary to know that you're standing
No,
75.
but that was cool. Even though it's
It's
scary,
cool, but-
it's like a cool adrenaline.
Yeah. It's just every step you take and you're just bouncing.
Yeah, my legs are shaking.
It's cool but scary at the same time. I feel a bit lame for saying that, but it is. I felt scared there, especially holding the camera.
Yeah, you were like holding your bike with one hand, and these bikes, with the way they're loaded, are quite unsteady.
Okay, but that's done. Now we've got a 2.5 kilometer climb, which is pretty much going directly behind us now. All the way up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
2.5 kilometers. Ready? Damn, a little bit of a drama. One of my straps have come off and it's wrapped itself inside my, whatever you want to call it, my wheel. Damn. How's this gonna work? Okay. Seems to be okay. There it is over there. A bit of a problem. Because it's in here tight. Oh, there we go. That's working. Oh, thank goodness. I was actually pretty worried about that, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my goodness me. Oh, so heavy. Nice.
Timber Tramway. This marks the northernmost extent of the Ellis and Burnaround logging tramway, which started at the Unguru Mill 35 kilometers away. From here, the timber trail mostly follows the route of the original tramway with many features, work campsites, and logging stories along the way. This is what I thought the whole timber trail was, which is why I wasn't expecting all that uphill climb.
Yeah.
Okay, so that pretty much means we should be mostly smooth sailing from here, right?
Yeah, there shouldn't be as hectic hills anymore. It should be a whole lot more flat. So now we're following an actual
Tramway.
Yeah, we probably won't see it.
I hope we do. That's so cool. Yeah, already there's some bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Let's go have a look. This is cool. Oh.
Ooh, 52 kilometers. Hello. completely dark. Yeah.
Whoa.
I can't see anything.
It's taking a second to adjust. This is wild.
Yeah, I
I
can see
actually
nothing.
don't think I'm going to cycle. This doesn't feel safe. Sorry. Whoa.
So the reason for this dark tunnel that we came through here is because it is pretty much a spiral that comes right around here, and that used to help the trains to lower their elevation. So if they were too high, it was easier for them to, rather than going down a steep hill, they made like a massive spiral, blasted a corridor through the rocks, and that helped the trains to get from a high point to a low point.
Well done. Oh, nice. Okay, the timber trail. That was so beautiful. And in terms of our backpacking experiences so far, that was incredible and blew all of the other ones out the water, purely for the fact that we did not encounter like one car
Yeah.
during the whole ride. We were out in nature, in forests. It was just so beautiful. But because of the way we chose to do it, I'll be the first to admit it did take away from the ride. Firstly, I personally struggled so much yesterday. I walked up a lot of the hills. It was just like a grueling ride. And then the other aspect is that I couldn't really appreciate where we were as much as I would have been able to if I wasn't struggling so much. And we would have had more time to go and hike up, because there's a hike that you can do, but our legs were just so done that we didn't think we'd be able to go and hike up that and then still carry on with the ride, which was right. We wouldn't have been able to. So, to be honest, I think it did take away from our experience a little bit, but it was still so amazing. And you'll never know unless you try, so you live and you learn. If I had to do it again, I would not do it the way that we did it this time.
Yeah, there are so many different ways to do it. We definitely chose the hardest way. So if we had to do it again, we wouldn't backpack it. Or if we did, we'd take a softail, so a softail mountain bike. So the mountain bikes that have got dual suspension, one in the front and one in the back. And we would choose a different way of mounting our gear onto the bike, because our little clip pannier things that go onto the side, they were just tumbling all the time pretty much, or just coming loose.
But it was so beautiful. And I can highly recommend it to anyone else coming to New Zealand or in New
And don't
Zealand.
be scared of it either, because like we say, there are so many different ways to do it.
You can e-bike it if you're nervous about it.
You can stay in a luxury lodge where people make food for you. It's like staying in a hotel pretty much. So like I say, there are so many different ways to do it.
Yeah.
We chose the hardest way to do it. We've got
And
to the
today
end.
was very rewarding because we were just like flying down the hills and it was lovely, and I just kept thinking to myself, we climbed yesterday for this. So I just really enjoyed that because of all the hard work we put in yesterday.
But that's one of the 22, 23, I'm not too sure, great cycles in New Zealand. One off the list.
Oh, we need
Quite
to
a
go
few
check
left to
out
do.
the rest.
Thank you so much for watching.
See you in the next one.